Soul
Why does every guy cheat on you? Trust me, I know. How come girls always call you their friend? I can tell you. We'll talk about your strengths and we'll talk about emotions. Secrets of Birthdays, now live for purchase. Check out yours at secretsofbirthdays.com. Namaste, and welcome to Soul Horoscopes Orbits Edition. From my webcam to yours, I'm Christopher Rayman Witecki, your astrologer and soul biographer, here to help you put the pieces of your karmic story together. Well, the sun is in Libra. In fact, we're about halfway through the Libra transit. We'll move from step 13 to step 19 this week. We're focusing on human relations with the sun in Libra, our own relationship to ourselves. We're trying to negotiate peace, and we're stuck in a grand square. But we'll make some progress this week with that grand cross. Emotionally, it's pretty intense. It starts in Scorpio, then we have Love Fest on Tuesday with the moon in Sagittarius. Then it gets really serious again for 2 days in Capricorn. We got to make some serious decisions. Then we're thinking about the future or feeling about the future this weekend. The moon signs most affected are Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, and Aquarius. And the moon signs going to the dark side this week are Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and Leo. Now looking at orbits, man, how our own chakras are affected. The moon, of course, is going to affect mostly the throat chakra this week. That's bringing yellow light to the blue light. It also goes up into the third eye, and don't be surprised if you don't have some crazy dreams. The sun is orbiting our throat chakra as well. So literally, we're getting things all around the throat, all around protection, all around that kind of feeling of choking us up, right? And then Mars is causing heartache to some degree because it's orbiting the heart chakra. So if there's any kind of heart loss, it's a bit more painful than usual right now. Looking at the planets, that trine from Black Lilith up to Saturn means that as you take responsibility and draw emotional boundaries with yourself, you will immediately see old karma cut away thanks to Black Lilith. And Black Lilith moves to step 13 this week, which means we're seeing a whole new reality. Now with the Grand Cross or Grand Square, it will begin to shake loose just a little bit. The sun is out of Black Lilith's grasp, but now is in the grasp of Jupiter. And then at the end of the week, we're going to see the Grand Cross hit kind of a climax. And then, of course, the Grand Trine with Black Lilith, which is saying as you draw emotional boundaries with yourself, you cut away from negative karma, and you move on to your spiritual path, which is a good thing. Zooming in, there's a party going on in Scorpio. Mercury has now joined the Scorpio party. The moon crosses this party this week, and of course, Venus is at the top. So we are focusing on the small details of trust, being responsible on the mid details of trust, and dreaming about the high details of trust. And of course, I'll have all those details of trust when you get upstairs. But before we talk about you, let's grab the ascension elevator, shall we? And head on upstairs for a bird's eye view of you.
Folks, this is your captain speaking. We realize you have a choice in the astrologers you choose to fly with, and we'd just like to thank you for flying with Christopher Witecki.
Namaste, Pisces and Pisces risings, and welcome to 33,000 feet for another adventure here in the skies. And boy, things really are changing. I was thinking about the Pisces a lot this week and the Pisces rising. And I had a couple of Pisces clients actually that I read and kind of did my typical Pisces speech. And then it dawned on me that something pretty profound, I think, is happening for the Pisces and Pisces risings. And if you don't know this, but all Pisces really live in a state of subconscious and conscious at the same time. That's the two fish swimming both ways. And the reason why you keep a handle on the subconscious all the time is because most Pisces are in between lifetime sets. That means sets of lifetimes. A Pisces lifetime is kind of like a train depot, where for one part of your life, you're wrapping up the karmic lifetimes you have just lived, a series of karmic lifetimes. And the second half of your life, you aim for a new set of lifetimes. So looking at all the planets, I realized that this is the trigger for many Pisces to switch from lifetime A to lifetime B. In other words, to now focus on the new set of lifetimes and turn your back on the old set of lifetimes. Now for Pisces risings, I would think this is absolutely true. And if you have a Pisces rising, you most certainly are setting or switching now to a B lifetime or maybe a C lifetime, because Pisces can wrap up a lot. But talking down here on Earth to the practicals, We're moving into chapter 2 of the Sun in Libra, and Pisces are working on trust and intimacy. And working on boundaries really is the fundament of changing yourself, which is why I brought up the whole idea of shifting from the set of lifetime A to the set of lifetime B. And so the boundaries of what you are willing to tolerate and not tolerate is technically the line between the two sets of lifetimes. When you draw a line with yourself or put your foot down with an internal boundary, say no to something or say yes to something new, and if you have clarity about that, if you have definition, if you have planning, which is what this horoscope is going to help you do, you can transform your entire life. And given that we have a grand square, this brings in other parts of your life as well. Your ability to make money is changing. Where you are and how you see yourself in the world is changing. And you are also having an opportunity to aim for your personal dreams. This is why that complex change yourself in the world, change how you make money, change what your heart follows, and change your boundaries. All those changes to me says it's time to move to lifetime B, the next set of lifetimes. And by the way, if you ever get a reading, that's a great thing to look up if you're a Pisces or Pisces rising, is where are you in that A-B story? I can get definitive for you on that. So this week, like I said, we're moving into the security section of the Sun in Libra. The boundaries that you choose this week will help you with trust, intimacy, and security, and whether or not you are private or not. Most Pisces and Pisces risings feel like an open book, and they also feel very vulnerable. That said, you have to really be very clear with yourself on your boundaries. It is absolutely fine for you to be flexible in the world only after you have been very strict with yourself and your personal boundaries. So this week with the Sun in Libra, we're going to move from breakthrough to taking action on a plan. And when I say plan, we really mean where you draw particular lines with yourself and where you end up drawing lines with others. The Saturn in Scorpio is a big part of this story still. Mercury has moved into this space and will move to step 13 this week. Venus is planting very deep seeds and moves into Sagittarius. And what this all revolves around for you is where you believe and what you believe. You see, since Pisces and Pisces risings are basically God's service providers, they right now are deciding where to draw the line when it comes to what you believe and don't believe. And so when it comes to boundary drawing, really boundaries between your beliefs and what you don't believe, or turning your back on self-limiting beliefs, these are the important boundaries with all this activity going on in Saturn and Scorpio. So looking at this one more time, the North Node, Mercury will cross the North Node this week, which means it's time to focus on and allow your mind to be run by your higher self. That's 7 degrees. At the same time, you're turning your back on the old belief structure, the way you were raised, or the old education. Some Pisces right now may actually be changing their profession or education right now in the B story. Now, on the story of your personal dreams, you'll move from taking action this week to acting on whatever you love. So deciding to act and acting. At the same time, you are breaking karma. This is one of the reasons why I think Pisces and Pisces risings are between the two A and B stories. You are breaking karma, which means stepping away from old heartaches, old love stories, and so you may feel a new rainbow sort of day this week, fortunately, due to Black Lilith at 13 degrees. So looking real quickly at this week and diving in, there's some things I want to talk about for starters, and that is all the slow-moving planets. So for the whole week, Jupiter at 18 degrees basically says you want to love and trust what your heart wants, and you want to be decisive about what your heart wants. Love, trust, be decisive, and act on those decisions. By Saturday, you're moving into full action with those decisions. Now, Saturn says this week you are to love and trust what you believe. Do not go back to the self-limiting beliefs. And by the end of the week, Thursday, we hit 11 degrees, which means there will be some healing with what you believe. And that means you'll begin to really feel like you can believe in yourself. Uranus at 10 degrees, which I hadn't mentioned, is retrograde and saying love and trust your current pricing structure right now. Do not change it. And Neptune retrograde at 2 degrees is saying with your ego, listen to your feelings. So when we start off on October 6th, there's quantum breakthrough with the Sun being ruled by Uranus. And with the Moon in Scorpio on Sunday, your emotions will be philosophical and you'll be full of your own righteous rhetoric. This is going to be good because it's a profound breakthrough in your own personal understanding of what's going on. On Monday, it's kind of a cloudy day, and you're still philosophical. And on Tuesday, it's Love Fest Day, and the moon will cross over Venus. For you, this is in the house of career and legacy. So Tuesday will be a powerful day for your heart to kind of dream about the future. I'm guessing that you're going to start to add it all up, adding up the A story and the B story and where you're going and growing and what you believe in. And I believe Love Fest for you will be seeing that career potential on Tuesday of what you are building with philosophy, and at the core of it, drawing personal lines with yourself. Then on Wednesday, it's a Neptune ruled day. That's good. You're going to feel very synergistic with the universe. The moon will be in Sagittarius, and Wednesday is an excellent day to make some sort of aim for a career or legacy agenda. On Thursday, Saturn rules the day, and the moon shifts into Capricorn. That means emotions will become social. And on Thursday, really, you're making a very profound decision about stepping away from an old social group, maybe social associations, maybe you're associated with brands or associated with clients, but you are basically saying goodbye to that. And on a deeper level, you're making a decision about where you draw your line with yourself. So, decision made. On Friday, we have some good energy. It's time to take action basically on Friday. You want to love, trust, and decide where it is you're clear on your boundaries, and then go ahead and take action on those boundaries. So if on Friday you decided that someone really isn't appropriate for your life, you'll want to go ahead and make that cut on Friday. Go ahead and cut off anything that you energetically don't want to support. And remember, with the moon in Capricorn, it's likely tied to some sort of feeling of belonging in the world. So this cut and this decision is really to empower a belief structure, but it's also going to have to cut away associations or perhaps friends. But if they were no longer giving and receiving with you in concert every month at least, perhaps they weren't friends. We have a lot of opportunity on the earth as we reincarnate to come and go from people. Then on Saturn Day, it really is a wonderful kind of day. On this day, this is a major turning point because Jupiter and the Sun do come to a square. This is the turning point of the Grand Cross, and this is the point where the fears between what your personal dreams are and drawing the boundaries come to a head. So Saturday is actually a fear-based head, but on this fear-based head, with the moon in Aquarius, it is about searching for inner faith and stepping out. So you are stepping out on Saturday, but you might feel like the fool in the tarot card because you are stepping out into invisible faith, and that is where any fears you have about personal dreams coming true or not will have to be faced, which means you have to face your fears with dreams, and you have to turn around and face your issues with drawing boundaries separately. That's how I would do it. Now, taking a quick peek at next week, we have a full moon that really defines the next week. You will get clarity and breakthrough on Wednesday, and then the full moon Friday to Saturday will be the final releasing of certain values that were holding you up, so you can really be clear on how you transform yourself. So exciting times next week. All right, well, you know how this goes. We're going to drop down to earth, and after that, I've got a serious joy toy for you after this. At Solmar.me, we have prices and specials worth jumping for. Like the Guardian Agency, our digital network that'll watch over you through email 7 days a week, 7 times a day. Come join our free open house next week. Just navigate to Solmar.me. While you're there, fill out your date of birth and email address in our custom form, and you'll get 7 days. Whee! No credit card required to sign up. Come on down. And while you're there, you might want to also check out the Orbits Report and Jupiter Gets Emotional. Now just $11.11 for limited time and for immediate download. At Solmar.me, mind, body, and soul improvement. Parachute not included. Hello, my Pisces and Pisces risings. I am here for your Serious Joy Toy, and may I say it is such a delight and pleasure to be of service here and deliver the toy, as I like to say. Now, people told me you really liked the toy and it worked for you through the week. This is really about setting up quantum intentions to enable you to step into the week or the month's lesson, depending on how broad the joy toy is. So last week, the joy toy was pretend the child's word is final. And remember, you're working on your inner child, you're working on empowering that personal dream. And I said, give a whole week of saying anything the child wants, the child gets. Just total empowerment, all right? Well, I'm going to add on for this week's joy toy. This week's joy toy is, now that you have given the child power, I'd like you to assign the child a bodyguard. That's right, someone that's watching over that little child all week, In other words, you need to be looking at yourself all week and assigning yourself a bodyguard. Where do you need to be looking out for your wallet? Where do you need to be looking out for troublemakers? Where do you need to be looking out for someone that could disrupt your plans? And anyone that can make the water non-tranquil must have some sort of boundary, or what I call a zero. You drop a zero between them. A zero is a very fat number that allows you to stay close to them but still a little distant. That is what a boundary is, an invisible donut between you and them. So this week, as you're out playing and you are saying yes and giving the child final word, I also would like you to please assign that child a bodyguard and take note of all the places in your life that child needs protection. All right, Pisces and Pisces risings, I love you. Live, love, be. Seen all of that? Like you're like a booger thrower? Is what you are? You're one of those?
Mud pies.
Okay, fine. Mud pies, boogers. Pick your goo. But whatever it is, you're a goo thrower. You throw goo at people. I know it. And you know, I know those little goo throwers. They're always cute. You can see inside their heart is good as they're throwing a spit wad at you. But as the target of the goo throwers, I just have to say, it's not fun on the receiving end.
But we always clean you guys up afterwards. We never leave you high and dry.
Lick you clean.
That's true.
At least I
Strangely enough, the goo throwers do turn into people that get you high in high school. You're right. You're right. That is an interesting arc of character development in the United States anyway.